Shout out to all my moderators who are doing a wonderful and amazing job. Shout out to all you guys today. Be sure to click the notification bell, like, subscribe, and share. Drop a comment down below. So when the dope content hit it, it'll feel like it's the first and the 15th. How you guys doing today? Shout out to Johnny Sullivan, Marlena, Janice. How are you today, Janice? OG Bam in the house. Sunchild, what's good? MP, what's good, MP, baby boy? Johnny James, how you doing, man? Shout out to you guys, man. DJ Vegas. All right on DJ Vegas. Stanley, Western Army King, we are going to store tonight, champ. What we got in store tonight? Shout out to the champs. What's good with you, champ? How about that? It's amazing to have all you guys here. I think you guys see what the title is, and I just want to know, you know what I mean? Is social media good or bad for our culture? What's your guys' thoughts on it? You know what I mean? Because there's so much going on. Is social media training us to compare our lives instead of appreciating everything we are? Is that where we at with this? You know, I just want to try to understand it. You know what I mean? Because I know in my life, I realized there are roles for everyone. There's that people will test you, some will use you, some will love you, and there were some that will teach you. But the ones who are mostly important are the ones who bring out the very best, the rare, amazing people who remind you of why you do what you do. And you guys are that for me. You remind me of what I do, why I do what I do, and I love it. You know what I mean? And I think that social media can also be, it can be bad, but it also can be it's a very good teaching tool. It has allowed us to expand our global reach. We're now able to reach across the globe and talk to people in various places that we couldn't talk before. We can not only talk to them, we can also see them. You know, so there's many ways to apply the social media application. So I just want to try to explore that. You know what I mean? I know we talk about the gang culture and how it's going. Shout out to Big B. Shout out to you. E Money smashed that like button, man. But Anthony Mosey, that's my guy. We went to school together. Whaley Dominguez. What's good, Ant? How you doing? You out there trucking? Good, good. So, but for the most part, I always strive to be. Shout out to Strike Lee, shout out to Strike Lee. Bad for the black culture and gang culture. Yeah, see, that's the difference. And I want to explore that, Strike Lee. I want to explore that. You know, I try to be, and I aspire to be impeccable with my word. I don't assume, take anything personally. Let me put it that way. I try not to take anything personally. And I don't make assumptions. 9 10 to 10. If I'm saying something, that means I don't done the research. I've done picked up the facts, the data, and the statistics. And I wanted to convey the very best of me to you. So the truth is distinctive, but facts they can be changed now. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. And I always try to be my best person. And I probably got people. I got some detractors out there somewhere. I don't know where they at, but I know they out there. But if anybody want to get in this chat on time, we should wait a minute. Here we go. Now, so let's see the right now. Social media is a negative factor on all our society. Let's get that. It could be used to educate and demonstrate, but we need elders that steer the narrative course in what we consume. Yeah, I totally agree with that, bro. I totally agree with that. What's up, DJ? How you doing, man? OG Bam is in the house. And anybody want to jump in there? I'm gonna drop a link in there. You know, this is Foolishness Friday. Foolishness Friday, So let's do that, okay? There goes the link. I put it I already put it in the description so you guys know what it is. And you know what I want to say though? And I don't know if anybody picked this up, right? When you check out, have you guys ever noticed that the young generation today, right? How many of the young people did y'all ever see drinking an old English 800? I'll wait. How many young people between the ages of 18 and in their 20s drank old English 800? I'm pretty much in the mindset that probably none. But I see my man Crip Mac with one all the time, all the time. So I'm wondering, do he got an old soul, or where did he get that from? You know what I mean? Have anybody ever wondered that? Because he's only 28 years old, but he always got that old English 800. I think that was a great observation. Here we go. Add it. What up, Bam?
How you doing, brother? I'm going to feed the homeless this morning, man. I'm gonna call you too.
Okay,
You
good, 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 good.
got a
So
great
what?
topic. You got a
So
great topic.
what do you think about that? What I just said, man. Is social media,
Watch
is it
this.
good for us or bad for our culture?
It's good for us. It's all about who's delivering the contents. See, the
Uh-huh.
contents is what's gonna make it bad or good. It's about the person that's delivering the message, right?
Uh-huh.
Everybody, watch this, Melly Mill. You wouldn't be good at delivering negative content. Negativity is not written over your face,
I
right?
appreciate that.
This what I'm saying. You got the, the persona that you put off is positivity. You can talk about the negativity, but at the end of your negativity that you present, some type of way of solution is coming about how to solve the negativity. Everybody got a role to play in social media, even the people that feed into the negative shit. They
Uh-huh.
got to know when to shut it down. They got to know when to shut it down. It's like social media is meant to enhance a person, not to stagnate a person. Only
Uh-huh.
to enhance a person, to enlighten a person. If sometimes if you don't talk and just listen, you'll get something that you might can walk away with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was talking to somebody this morning. I said, man, what make my interviews so great with Melly Mel is I share my own experience.
Uh-huh.
When I try to say something, it might be negative or positive, right? I'm sharing it based on my own experience in life, right? Like when they talk gang culture on social media. The reason that people get offended over it is because they never was gang members. Then the ones they hear it from, it's not giving them the real. Because the only person that's a gang expert is an ex-gang member or a gang member. Can't nobody else be an expert at gang activity. So I can't be an expert at womanhood. Shit, I'm a man. You understand what I'm saying? And this,
Mm-hmm.
this like when you give up content, it's like they got mad at. Using in this scenario.
Okay.
Once Farrakhan went on Arsenio, they wanted to take him off the air because he was out beating Johnny Carson. See, Melly Mel don't put his feelings on TV. That's the great content first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Melly Mel is not biased. He willing to listen to everybody. If a person lying, Melly Mel ain't got to call him a liar. He gonna tell on himself. I keep talking because the more you talk, if you're lying, you're gonna tell the truth. And you feel what I'm saying? It don't coincide with each other.
You're a
That's
smart
why,
man,
watch
man.
this. I can get mad at anybody else's channel, but I can tune into my homeboy channel and be cool as a motherfucker. Really start laughing because I'm like, shit, this is what I did it anyway. I knew it was gonna come out. You feel what I'm saying? When you're a narrator of a platform, you got to learn how to speak the language of the people. And that's what you know how to do. You're very articulate,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
You know how to go hood. You know how to talk that hood language if a person want to hear it and see it, but you show them the growth in you. So it make an ex-gang member, ex-drug dealer, ex-stick boy say, damn, Melly Mel done changed this whole persona. shit, I might can do my let me study this brother. Cause you don't go big on your show. Now some dudes is meant to go big because that's how they get their attention. I can't get on a show and don't show high energy. If I don't show no high energy, ain't nobody gonna like it. I got to be, I got to get excited. You understand what I'm saying, Melly Mill?
Hmm.
Like today I'm excited. I worked 3.5 hours. Baby Valentine gift came. This lovely ass backpack. I bought it for $140. Nice leather backpack. Yeah, I'm finna get back in the house.
That's right.
Everything, everything is turning out fine. I'm learning
Uh-huh.
how to read. I'm learning how to watch this. Where I get content from. I'm learning how to read palms through a positive social media called the Mailman.
Uh-huh.
And the content is like the first and 15th. He dropped it like it hot. That's the difference of the content, Melly. So don't no message get delivered unless it get delivered from a positive messenger. It's always on the messenger on whatever from somebody say, right?
Uh-huh.
I took a note in watching you on how to change, not getting in everybody platforms no more, not saying nothing. I did my first interview on my show last night, and my homies called me and say, "Bam, that was all right. That was all right." You feel me? So I'm learning from Melly Mill, right? So this social media, we gonna get it from social media better than we get it from the news, because the news hides shit. The social
True.
media don't hide shit.
True.
Feel me? We
And
just
maybe
got
maybe that's the brazen brass of it. Maybe that's what's like kind of I guess it has its shock value that
exactly.
we all like, but at the same time it's new to us because we've been is the information being depressed for so many years. Now we get real like live action. So what I want to ask you, what what did we learn from that situation with Crip Mac, if you will?
What I learned from it, or what you think? Other people, what I learned
What
from it
what
was
you learned from it?
the audience was manipulated. People was manipulating the believing what they were seeing when it really wasn't what we were seeing. It was
True.
all that orchestrated, right? And being that when we watch this, being that black folks is emotional people, we reacted to our feelings, not to nothing else. We only react. I reacted to my feelings. So I said could have been did better. And all the time, only person benefited off my reaction was a motherfucker that received views, C-Mac,
Hmm.
right? You had asked me on the show, how did you think Charleston White shit was serious? No, because I just heard him say, he said, "Oh shit, no, I was acting." Shock value, right?
Hmm.
So when you
Charles
social
the
media
Bear.
also let a person know who you are. When you create a pattern, people know who you are, right? What I
Hmm.
learned from C-Mac is next time I see a young dude getting DP and they put it on there, shit, I ain't got nothing to say about it. Nothing. I might talk to Melly Mel about it, but it ain't gonna be on camera.
Okay.
I ain't got nothing else to say about it, right?
Okay.
Cause I don't need nobody mad at me because I might serve the real. The real, when you present the real, it's like when you talking to your kids. You can't talk at your kids. You got to talk to your kids. You can't
So.
you can't throw the real at a motherfucker. You got to present the real at a motherfucker. See, don't nobody like hard butter. They want the butter set on the table. It's soft, and the butter knife going to it, just move on down like icing and lay on that bread. They don't want to rip the bread. So that's what I found out. Uh, Eventually, C-Mac got to be the one to learn what happened to him, learn from that experience. You understand what I'm saying? That's what we got to grab. Me, myself, personally, if I ever see a gang member being DP'd on YouTube, I'm not voicing my opinion to nobody on camera with that. You feel me? I have,
So
I,
it so in a way, Bam, we was really kind of pre-prep for all this that we're going through right now, and I'm explaining. When we saw Indian Red Boy, we saw Slim 400, we saw
exactly.
the guy that was at the concert. What's his name? The Ruler, something the Ruler. I can't.
Drake the Ruler.
Draco the Ruler. Okay. So we've been seeing a lot of this stuff, playing itself out. We keep seeing one scene after another that depict us in the most horrible way. And acting in the most this bad behavior. You know what I mean? And based on some of the simplest things in our life. You know what I mean? Because here's the thing: is social media really training us to compare our lives instead of appreciating everything we are? You know, if I appreciate everything you are, right, then how can anything come in effect of that? You know what I mean? When I already appreciate everything that you are
Yeah.
in real time. You know what
Well,
I mean?
you can't watch this, Melly Mill. A lot of people might not want to believe this. Social media don't sell positivity. You just got to be able to present positivity.
Uh-huh.
When you and Kel Mack came on the scene, y'all came up with something that nobody else come up with. Suddenly, everybody wanted to talk about gangs, right? But
Uh-huh.
most people, most of the people that comment on your gang members, they comment based on the interviews y'all give. When they hear dudes like me speaking, gangster, cutes, when hear dudes say, "Man, I used to do this, but I don't like doing it no more." Ooh, there's some reform in a gang member. They got
Uh-huh.
some form of redemption. They got some form of remorse. Them R words is all up in it. They got compassion. They ain't just got the C word just for crip. They got compassion in them.
Uh-huh.
They feel some type of way, and that's what people ain't getting. Social media can really help black people. We just got to allow, like Snoop just bought Death Row. I sure hope he started Death Row Media and create a podcast. I wish I can get plugged into it. That's the shit we talking like. Wack got the Clubhouse.
Yeah.
That dude, but he using the Clubhouse only for his benefits, of being negative on it. We don't want always to be negative. We got to show other people, hey, black folks ain't just some savages. We ain't no negative motherfuckers. We on some positive shit.
Uh-huh.
You feel me? Like LeBron James and Jay Z and them had a barbershop. I looked at that the other day on the show
Uh-huh.
on YouTube.
What did you think of that?
I liked it, but they got the concept from a rapper, Ice Cube, the barbershop. And Ice Cube was showing you the barbershop in the neighborhood. So we can go to my homie's barbershop. They
But the
eating fish right.
barbershop thing is a real thing. It ain't nothing that you know. It
Exactly.
ain't.
Watch this.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a little boy, my daddy used to take me to this barbershop on the bottoms on 58th and Central called Uprights. Be like 10 chairs in there. Nothing but old niggas. The owner name was Chief. He had the last chair, bald headed. They up in there playing jazz. One day I'm up in there, it's me, my big brother Vader, Pote living an inch. And my daddy, I did something, homie. My daddy jumped out the chair and they didn't miss a dent in my daddy hand and he grabbed me in the chair. Well, I tried that same shit to do with little Inch when he was living, right? I was about 10 years old. I jumped out the chair, grabbed the little motherfucker, got a big old plug out my head. I had to get a Covatis, right? But every time I went to that barbershop, then I started working there. All the old mans was in there was exchanging game. And guess what the game they was exchanging? Talking about being parents. That's how I met some of my childhood friends lived in LA. I lived in Compton. My daddy's friends, we become in-law. You feel me? Family members. And that's what it be, man. And people don't seem to get it, right? I got me a side job too, man. I'm finna do a side job tomorrow. After I get through feeding homeless, I'm gonna paint somebody's living room and bedroom.
So, Bam, what you tell the people? What's the biggest hood in the world? The
Police.
toughest, the toughest hood
Police.
in the world.
The what?
What's the strongest hood and the toughest hood in the world? The toughest hood.
The police.
Nah,
There you go, Lamont. Yeah, who it is?
Parenthood.
Oh, without a doubt. That's and you know what? T. Roger gave us
I
that.
never go as Parenthood in 2022, man. With everything that, especially with this internet, PlayStation,
Now
and
watch
all
this, Melly. Me. I'm gonna share this one too when you say that.
the.
You know
Okay.
what, man? Some of these young parents that's in their 30s and early 40s,
Uh,
that's old enough to be your child, because you and my little sister was right under her. And I look at her oldest daughter, my niece, four
uh-huh.
boys, married, beautiful house.
Uh-huh.
My nephews, they think they slick and think their mama might not know, but she know because she seen how her granny raised both sons. But this young generation of females are some awesome parents. They keeping their sons away from their gang shit. And they without moving out to community, they keeping them away from their gang shit. I see my homegirl baby Lisa Sunday. I say, I'm proud of you. She said, what you talking about, big homie? I said, I seen what you put on Facebook with your son. A certificate for excellence in something. She said, you be paying attention. Yeah, that's what I get accolades for. So I look at this young generation of parenting, something else. When my homie Bone, I be talking to Bone, he say he got college intuition. He paying, his child is in college. Hey, Melly Mel, that was our parents' dreams for me and you to go to college. Man, you supposed to be on somebody motherfucking island right now, retired from the playing baseball, Melly Mel.
True.
You know what I'm saying? But we chose something else, right?
I love baseball, man.
Man, that's the slowest sport I love to watch. You feel me? But listen to me. Parenthood, these young blacks is being awesome parents. Yeah, you got some that get out here and looking real, real fly. Like that's what I admire most about my little homie Bond. That dude a great father, man.
Explain.
I love how he spend time with his son. His little son is his mini me, right?
Mm-hmm.
If Von get on Facebook flossing with his jewelry on, he got his little man with him flossing with his jewelry on. I like
Thank you,
that.
Willie Robinson. Appreciate you.
And he looked just like him. He looked just like Von, right? Von, like I'm looking at this little brother now, right? His grandmother died, left him a house, so he giving the other brother his son, his house. He said, "Man, my son want to get it painted. Can you hook it up?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "When you want me to start?" He said, "Tomorrow. I'm gonna paint the living room for him. You feel me? And the
Uh-huh.
bed." And he don't think his son can handle it. I say, shit, he can handle it. He ain't like you. He ain't running women in and out the house every day and got to go to work. You only see him on the weekend.
What up? What up,
You-
Gino Boss?
this younger generation of parenting is taking it back because some of
Uh-huh.
them knew they grandparents. Some of them met their great grandparents, so they seen how the family structure was. You understand what I'm saying, Melody? Watch this. When I see you, I just seen you on something. I'm finna steal that idea when me and Barbara go out to eat, right? I'm gonna buy me a
Okay.
nice two-piece suit
Uh-huh.
and some fresh Air Force Ones.
Oh yeah, that's what I rock the Air Force Ones, man.
Only difference is I ain't gonna have no socks on. I'm gonna create my own little thing, right? Because my homie said trends. You ain't following them. You setting them, right? You're a great parent. Now some of us had to.
Hold on just a second, Bam. You finna go too? You guys got it? Yeah, we got it. I'll take your word for it now. All right, Bam. Sorry about that. I'm
Oh,
back.
it's all right. Now what I'm saying is some of us like me, I don't have no biological kids, man. So I got kids that I call step kids, and I was being a parent to them the way my daddy and mother was a parent to me.
Uh-huh.
Right? I remember Suzette, youngest daughter Tatum, man, she was about 13. Suzette gave her them hooker boots, right? So I'm getting off work. Suzette gonna let her go out with her little friend.
So
I
explain to
got off.
everybody what hooker boots are, Bam, before you go
That's
any further.
them long ass boots come up to their thigh, right? So I'm coming in the house,
I
Melly Mills
think
payday,
some of
right?
the ladies in the chat disagree with you, but okay.
I come in on a Friday, just cash my check. And I got to walk past her bedroom to get to my
The ones
room.
that come up to
As
your
soon as I
thigh.
see, as soon as I see her friend sitting in there, two of her friends, I see Tater with the boots. I said, take them boots off. I walked in my room,
Uh-huh.
closed the door, put on my little James. Now I'm gonna get this paint off and go in the bathroom, take a shower, right? She's still there. I heard one of her friends did this. Your daddy think he hard. And Tater did this. Say, nah, I'm glad he loved me like that. That's on everything I love. Because she knew. Then she was like, how you know so much about what I do, daddy? I said, I was your age when she got her first hickey. I didn't go big. I described the whole scene of the boy putting a hickey on it. She said, how do you know this? I was 13. I was 13.
And you was mannish.
Said again, manage as a motherfucker. You feel me? And this is what
That's what the
I
old
said.
folks used to say, Bam, you manage. Shout
But
out to
what people,
Michelle. Shout out to Antonio. Shout out to Reload. Shout out to Jay Blue. Shout out to
but I
uh
learned this from my mother, Melly Mel, and this is what a
uh
lot of blacks is
sure.
guilty of. We got to stop stereotyping each other like other people do us. We got
Dion
to stop
Cutmore.
saying, we got to stop saying, look at this little motherfucker. Women need to stop telling their sons, look at you. You're
Cause
lying
that
just like
cause
your motherfucking daddy.
they
You
absorb that
just
energy, Bam. You're right. They
they,
absorb that
they become
energy.
who they talking about. You
Uh-huh.
want your child to be him because you're talking about him. Look at a baby, man. When you first learned how to walk, Millie Bill, learn how to run to your mom and daddy. Next thing you knew how to run to was a goddamn heater in the hallway. You want to see if you can run there real quick and stop without getting burnt. Everybody told you if you keep running to that heater, you're gonna get caught and get burnt. Now tell me how many motherfuckers our age didn't get burnt. I got burnt a few times. I was 10 years old, man. My mother used to have a Christmas club thing for us. Every year, every Christmas, they'd send us a $50 check, bank account thing. I'm up in that thing. I'm 10 years old. I'm thinking that $50 is 50 racks. I'm throwing my money on the motherfucking stove while it's burning. And the money burned. I ain't know you can take money back to the bank if it's burned. Long serial number ain't took off of you can get your money.
True. True.
I didn't know that. My mom was a supervisor of the bank. She kept my money from me, didn't tell me. She let me learn a lesson from that. But if you keep telling a child who he gonna be like, because that person ain't shit, your son or your daughter will become that. Don't
Uh-huh.
don't stereotype each other. That's our motherfucking problem.
Back in 83, all cut out.
You feel me? That's our problem. Stereotype each other. The Black Panthers, listen to me. If the leadership didn't go fucked up, they would have been the most powerful black group on America. Because when they first started, they came to communities when parents was parents. Now I don't care what nobody say. They say black parents is all fucked up. But watch this, Melly Mill. Let's see how many black kids with these young parents' kids go to school on full every day. Make sure their kids eat.
334
Listen to me. And give them they spoiling their kids like we was spoiled. And I tells my great nephews, mamas, my nieces and nephews this. Don't spoil your child. Spoiling is an enabler. Say, what you mean, huh? Your granny and pawpaw spoiled the shit out of me. When I got out of YA when I was 18, wasn't no more getting spoiled, getting the clothes they was buying me. I had to learn how to do this myself. And I wasn't willing to work. There ain't nothing wrong with awarding your child or reward them for obedience and smartness, intellect. You feel me? So we only what we want ourselves to be. Can't nobody dictate who you want to be. So now you just wrestling with thoughts. We ain't control our own destiny. We got to stop going by the stereotype amongst ourselves these other people put on us. You feel me? Hey, Melly Mel, watch this, man. I just told the dude the other day, I was talking to him. He said, man, I was the dude knew I was going to go back to jail. I said, man, I remember one time I left Boulevard. The dude say, let me have your address, Bam. I say, for what? I said, nigga, I'll be back in jail in about 10 more days. You feel me? I was a nigga that got out the penitentiary and told the nigga I was coming back to the penitentiary because I was going to the streets to do all the wrong things and not the right things. Now I
So
come
you,
home.
wait a minute, man. Wait a minute. Let me understand what you're saying. So you had already set in place in your mind that you was gonna get out and come right back.
And come right back.
Why did you
Listen to me.
why did you think that, man? What was
Watch
that?
this. Because I've been into
Tell
the
us about it.
stereotype. Because been into the stereotype of what motherfuckers gave me. Oh man, these dudes in jail, they gonna come back. It's like, you know,
Recidivism.
yeah, it's a revolving door. Because they can't get no job. Now watch this, Melly Mill.
Hmm.
Every time I got out of jail, I got a job. I just quit working. So I knew the game. No, my heroes were never no drug dealer. My heroes was my father and my grandfathers and all that. I
Uh-huh.
wanted what they had. I wanted everything my father and grandfathers had, but I wasn't willing to put in work to get it. You understand? That's what I mean by that. So bam, when I found out my daddy, see me, even Devil might agree this, and he's younger than us. Our parents didn't take us to hang out on corners with their home.
Somebody said
I,
they thought the police was trying to intercept us.
right, check it out. Our daddies took us to their homeboys' houses that own houses. So we went to a backyard, or we sat in the living room. You don't see no fight, no cussing. All you hear is blues, and they talking about how they grew up. You feel me? How good it was. You feel me? Yeah, they might say, "Oh, that boy over there used to be over, he crazy," but they talk more about white folks than they talked about their own. That's the difference. Once I started seeing a lot of things my uncles and uncles was telling me, my uncles, I mean, was telling me, and some of my big homies was telling me that what I'm doing ain't cool. It started hitting me. So I was telling somebody, man, all OG gang members then that think the same. We tired of what's going on because half of us is parents, grandparents, and great grandparents. Gonna be a great great grandparent. Didn't even think they could live that motherfucker long. My great grandmama did not live to see none of her great 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 great. She lived to be 90 something years old. Mama Lily, right? But now you having great grandmamas and they 62. Great great grandmamas, right? What I'm saying is it was a difference. I started when I did this now, like Earl called me the other day. He said, "You got me." Earl was my road dog. Finally got a phone, getting sick and sitting there, he wanted to leave. He finna come home. And every time dudes from the pen call me, they know my get down, right? We gonna go through trial and error. That's life. Life is trial and error. It's about what you do when the trial and what to do with the error. It's all God didn't create adversity to make you weak. Adversity is to make you stronger, right?
Uh-huh.
Stop what we
Hold
got to
on,
learn how
man.
to.
Inside, grab that link, man. Come inside. Come in the chat, man. Talk to me for a
But
while,
listen, my
man.
girl just called me. I'm finna leave.
Okay, fine.
Melanie Mill.
Okay,
Barbara was just calling me,
okay,
so that
go ahead,
means she's like
man.
10 minutes away.
I
You feel
appreciate
me?
you. I appreciate you. Salute.
I
Have a
love
great
you, loved
weekend.
one. I
Love
love
you
you.
too, man. Enjoy
All
your.
right.
Okay. Eastside, grab that link and come in, man, and have a chat with me, bro. I appreciate that. You from New York, right? Internet is bad for us. Explain, HD. Anybody grab that link, come in and talk to me, man. I don't like talking to myself. I want to hear somebody else talk. I've talked enough. People will always tell me to be quiet anyway. They tell me I cut people off and don't let people finish. So I'm going to let somebody finish today. Anybody want to jump in the chat? Anybody? Cynthia Line, where you at? Somebody. I want you guys to tell me about this internet stuff because that seems to be the way our kids are going. That's what they do. We're talking about social media. Is social media good or bad for our culture? That's what we're talking about today. Anybody got any words for that? If you do, come on in the chat. You good, Melly. Right on. I appreciate that. Big Devil was just on the platform. He was. So I guess nobody wants to come in and discuss it. Everybody got something to say, but when you ask them to come in, then put a face to their words. Sometimes I guess they don't. Them two don't go together, right? Bringing it through the social media is getting ready to be gang war. Your mom's kids, family, all in danger. Bullets got no names. You're right about that. You absolutely right. So, what do you guys think about that analysis I was making as far as Crip Mac? Crip Mac, the only young guy I ever seen with an old English 800. The kids today, they drink lean and take Percocets and Mollies and all. They ain't drinking no old English 800. Okay. And, oh, we got somebody. Here we go. So, so what do you think? Does social media good or bad for our culture?
It's horrible for our culture, I think.
Explain.
I haven't heard too much of this show before this, except for the last man talking.
Uh-huh.
But I think it's absolutely horrible and it's a shame. Of course, there's good aspects to it as well because you can get a lot of information. But it's like that question: is life imitating art, or is art imitating life?
Uh-huh.
So now, um, most everything that you see on social media is not real. And if it is real, you don't know if it's real or it's fake. You know, all the women are deceitful as is. So it's made the deceit of a woman
Really? Wait
times
a
a
minute.
thousand.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let's revisit that. Say that again. Women are what?
Oh, I said women are deceitful as is. And so
Okay.
now with the social media, it's like the deceit is like times 1,000 now.
Oh wow. A little honesty there, right?
A little honesty. Yeah, you got to be honest. But
Yeah. So.
so in a sense, it does expose, people for what they truly are. But there's just so many lies
Mhm,
online. Like it's insane. You know what I mean? Like
mhm,
if you're talking about just women alone, you know what I
uh-huh.
mean? I talk about women a lot on my channel, but
So what's your channel?
Red Film Diaries.
Okay, 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 okay. So are you the feminine aspect of Kevin Samuels?
I not at all. Kevin Samuels is his own person, but I do have more of a conservative view on things for sure.
Oh,
But
say okay.
yeah, but so that's one thing good about social media. You get a lot of truth, that can be exposed, but the lie outweighs the truth. That's for sure.
So
So
is
you got
social media training us all to compare our lives and
absolutely.
instead of accepting and appreciating everything that we are?
I think absolutely. I say particularly with women because it's not quite as bad for men, but now women have been allowed to be with the social media. Women are in whole fantasy worlds in their mind on social media. I mean, like before you had social media, like an unattractive woman or someone like that knew her place and knew what she was. But now with this social media thing, you have unattractive or average women now feeling like they're beauty queens or queens, period, because someone's always calling them a queen. Someone's always telling them how beautiful they are. Where back in the day, there wasn't they knew their place. You know what I'm saying? Because society will tell you, what level you're at. But now it's all confused. Everyone's confused because you just put some pictures up, get hundreds of likes, and all of a sudden you're a 10 and you're gorgeous
Hmm, hmm.
when it's all
And that
fake. Mhm.
yeah, because that's all highlights and filters, and it's
You
not
got
it's not how you wake up, right?
everything society now is just fake. You know what I'm saying? Fake makeup, like you said, filters, your pictures aren't real, behinds aren't real, breasts aren't real. Like nothing is real anymore and it's all applauded. It doesn't matter how unattractive a woman is online, no matter how scummy or whatever, there's someone to big up her and tell her how great and how fabulous she is. And it's garbage. And it's making to me, it's making society just like crumble because there's nothing true. And if you do show the truth now on social media, they'll put you in jail.
Yeah,
Like a
yeah,
Facebook jail. I'm constantly in Facebook jail for just saying something truthful.
yeah. I understand that. They definitely Facebook would definitely get on you. So and that's interesting too because um how social media does you, right? Because
Yeah.
whether it's Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all those social medias were kind of they got parameters and they calibrate in a way. If you say certain things or do certain things, bam, you locked in, you locked down or you in jail or whatever. But why is it that Clubhouse, you can go on Clubhouse and say anything you like to, but when you look at everybody that is patronizing Clubhouse, is mostly people of color.
It's because here's the thing. Oh boy.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna watch my
yeah.
tongue here because I don't know your channel, so I don't know your beliefs. So I've got to watch my tongue. But
My
essentially,
beliefs. Okay,
yeah.
I'm a free thinker. I'm a free thinker.
Okay, because it depends on who you're talking to, what you say. But I will say just what it is, but I don't know how you'll accept it. But in a lot of ways, people of color, so to speak, however you want to call us, we have a lot of freedom in what we get to say. But it's the powers that be right now. It's not just about each platform and their own little rules. This is about censoring of speech. That's the
Hmm,
main thing. They
hmm,
want our speech to be censored,
hmm,
and so unfortunately, a lot of things that Black people have been known to say online. I mean, you, like you say, you see Black women online, you know, you see us fighting all the time. I don't know if it's on your page, but I see a lot of that. So they
Mhm.
love seeing that. They love seeing us being a mess. You know what I mean? So that gets passed all the time. If you do try to speak anything of real truth, like if I see one of these women on there twerking or doing all this nonsense, and I call her what she actually is, then I get blocked.
I can imagine. So
I
a
won't
quick
say that
question,
word
right?
because I don't want your channel messed up.
Okay, quick question. So,
Yeah.
what do you think about the female aspect that over sexualize, and they think when they over sexualize and say what they often get is a man's sexual intention instead of his intention. See, because when a man intend, he intend to marry, he intend to propose, he intend to give you a ring, he intend to do all these amazing things. But when you get attention, you wind up with sexual attention instead of intention, and then when you get the sexual attention, then you wind up pretty much mad because that's all you're going to get from that because you felt that over sexualizing yourself would get his intention, but actually it got you attention. You understand? Can you?
Yeah.
I mean, can you
And
sort through that?
well, it's hard to sort through, but I'll definitely give it a try. I think that goes hand in hand, like social media and the stuff that's going on social media goes hand in hand with the women's movement. And I'll explain this. Women have been given a whole lot of freedom. Women have all the freedom and rights in the world. And you can look and see what we've done with that. We've done absolutely nothing with it, but shown more and more behind. That's all that we've done with all this freedom that we've got. Before, like back in the day, when men were more in control and we were more in a position of submission, women and our nature could be controlled better. You know what I'm saying? Because society will kind of wag the finger at a woman for her, you know, disobedience and all these things. But now women are allowed to run wild. There's no checks and balances for us, especially in the Black community, since most of us don't get married anyway. So the women are just completely run wild and rampant, and you see what it looks like. They say
Before
that
nine,
other.
I didn't mean to cut you off. 'Cause that's a bad habit of mine. I apologize.
No, please do. I don't want to talk too long, so it's okay.
Before 1965, 85% of black people were married. What
And
happened?
you see how we look? You see how we looked back then? The women looked so much better. You didn't have all this crap in their hair, all this makeup and BBLs, all this ridiculous stuff because we were more in submission to the man. But now that we're not, like, what's the marriage rate now? You know what I'm saying? Garbage. And so now what you do is,
27%.
what's that?
27%.
Right, it's trash. And so look,
One out of
and
four. One out of four black women will be married. One out of four.
and look at us, a mess. I don't know what you see, but I see, well, the job that I have, I work with like most, well, all women in general. And now that women are out of control, they've let themselves get incredibly
But let
obese.
let let's let's
Uh-uh.
let's specify that because I don't think it's there's a group of women that run in percentages, right? And that percentages are, and I like to, and I take this from Kevin Samuels. The modern woman is the problem, not the
Oh, absolutely.
traditional
Well,
women.
I'm saying women because we're in modern times, so I'm not talking about the women
Right,
from back in the day. So I apologize. I'll clarify the modern
right.
day woman. But the modern day woman, modern day woman, that's from like the 70s and 80s and up. Because if you notice now, even the grandmothers, I just saw a grandmother, she was 67 with the stripper pole in her living room with stiletto heels on, doing a little peep show at 67. So modern women is like literally from the 70s on up, you know.
Oh
That's
God.
totally turned. So that's pretty much covers most everybody alive now, just about, unless you're 90.
So social media is banging us up. That's your take on it, huh?
No, I say that's why I say it goes hand in hand
Hand in
because I
hand.
the first thing was when we're talking about pretty much just Black culture mostly, but it seeps over into other cultures too now. But the first mistake was women gaining all this freedom and not wanting to be in submission to their husbands. That was the first thing. And then that dysfunction got a platform called social media. So now other women can teach other women how to be ratchet and how to, show everything and all this sort of thing. So it kind of just
So
magnified it.
What was your take on the brother down in Dallas who opened up this fine dining, had a luxurious restaurant? He wanted to have a place where we can come, our culture, our people come and have a really nice time. And as he look up, here's these girls on top of his tables doing their thing, right? Doing the twerking. And he like, hey, don't come in my place doing that. That's not what this is. We don't do that here. We come here as class. We want to have class. We want to have poise. We want to have a great time, eat and drink and be merry and go home and chillax, right? But
Right.
but the social media, once again, social media came and barbecued that brother for that. And he was 110% right.
Well, I have a little bit of a side opinion on that one because
Okay,
I
go
have
ahead.
like two opinions. Um, well, I only know so much about that story. I heard somewhere that he was playing like club music in there. I don't know. That's what someone said.
No,
And
that was
then
wrong. That was inaccurate.
that was okay. So it doesn't matter anyway. The only
Mhm.
thing I had two things with that one. First, I thought it was very disgusting. Obviously, you're twerking on the tables. I mean, you don't know how to sit in a restaurant and what I mean, act proper. And so it was his restaurant. He absolutely has the right to say what he wants. But my other question too is this: like, we need a special place for us to act right. Like, you know what I mean? Like we can't go anywhere and know how to sit and eat dinner
Yeah,
properly. And
yeah.
so I would only say this. The only thing I would say, like if I was there, I would I would have been offended because I'm not the type, I'm not gonna get up and twerk on the table. That's just not gonna happen. So he addressed everybody, which was kind of like, I'm not getting up on any tables and twerking. I would definitely have spoken to those people and had them step out. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
But
Yeah,
I, I
he could have had a little decorum with it. He could have, he could have did it a little better. But I think he was just all the way up to here by the end. Just
but
like,
he shouldn't have let it got to that point. I
yeah,
think with us, sometimes I think what's happened with black people, we get really comfortable around each other, and we think that we can just cut up and act loose and this and that, and that's got to be stopped. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing I would say about that. Like if I was there, like I'm not dancing on anybody's tables, so probably address it with those people. But I understood what he was saying totally. It was
well,
disgusting.
Dr. King said long ago that the two most dangerous things in the world is sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity. Sincere ignorance is you just don't know, and the
Mhm.
conscientious stupidity is that you know and you just don't give a D. that's
That's a
that's
good one. I've never heard that.
yeah, and that's where we at right now currently. You know what I mean? In this culture, in this social media phenomenon. You know what I mean? And everything. And I always say this, Red. I'm like, we got to you got to be your word have you got to be impeccable with your word. You can't
Hmm.
don't take anything personal. Don't have no assumptions, and just always do your very best. And if you stay within that, you'll be okay. You're in balance. You know what I mean? Because anything to the right, you're too far. Anything to the left, you're too far. So right down the middle.
But I
That's
guess the thing is, everyone's down the middle, I suppose, is different. Because somebody would
that
say,
could
I
be,
want to do
now
my
that
best
could be
at
true.
twerking online. I want
Yeah,
to
that
have the
could be true.
biggest BBL. That could be their best. So it's hard.
Yeah, that could be
So
true.
nowadays, it's all confused. Everything's so
Right,
confused and upside down now.
right. That could be true. But I like to, this is what I like to do. I talk about the gang culture and how our community suffers and we're actually in disease mode. It's a pandemic when it comes to the
Absolutely.
gang culture based on the reaction and how we carry ourselves and how we interact with one another and how we can just look at someone and just like, I don't like him. Never said a word to him, never talked to him, but based on the color or based on you think they from there or there, you decide that, hey, that's my enemy, which is crazy in itself,
I'll be honest with you, that's not a culture I don't know. You
Yeah,
can
yeah,
probably
yeah,
tell
yeah.
I
No,
don't know anything about
but
gang
I'm
culture,
telling
but I
you,
do know about that
but,
attitude towards people,
yeah,
though.
yeah. But why I'm saying that is, but I want to
Mhm.
show a range that I
Mhm.
can go. I can pretty much hold a conversation about on a numerous of topics, whether it's religion, politics, everyday activities, or societal issues, or just what we're talking about now. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
don't want to label it. You know what I mean? But I
absolutely.
like it. You know what I mean? It's cool because it needs to be
Absolutely.
talked about. You know what I mean? And I would like to do this again. You know, so take down my Instagram. It's the Hood Postman, and send me a message so we can set something up and bring you back.
Absolutely. Hopefully you'll check out my channel. It is
I
a lot of
will. I
straight
will. That's why
truth
I'm asking you
there.
to go. Watch this. Go. It's the Hood Postman. It's one word,
Okay.
but
Okay.
actually there it is right there. See it right there?
Okay. I can't, if I come off of this, I'm on my phone. It's gonna take me off of this stream.
Okay, so it's DA
I'll
H.
just write it down. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay,
Okay.
DA
Hmm.
HOOD
Okay.
POSTMAN.
Gotcha.
One word. The Hood Postman, and I'm on Instagram,
Gotcha.
TikTok, I'm on everything. Uh,
Okay. I don't know how I came across you, but thanks for letting me on. Thanks for letting me talk.
Oh, okay, good enough. And just send me a message so we can do this, set this up again, and we can discuss these topics once again because I think it's important because people need to know that we fighting a war in our culture, and frankly we're losing.
Can I ask you a question before or should I go? I don't want to keep
Yeah,
you too long, but
yeah,
it's okay.
yeah.
Okay, what do you think is like the number one reason why our culture has taken such a huge decline as compared to everybody else?
That's a long answer. That is a long answer. There are
Like,
so
just like
many.
what's the top in your mind, like the top reason? I have a top reason, but I'm just curious, like what I mean, there's definitely lots of different, circumstances that come to play, but like what's your main, like this thing is huge in our community, and if this thing got fixed, we can really start to, fix some other things.
Well, degradation, um, hate, jealousy, envy. You can start with those four.
Hmm.
Start with those four.
Of
It's
each
too much.
other, you mean?
Yes, we have so much of that in our culture.
Is it hate for each other, or do you think it's rooted in hate for ourselves, for like self-hate? Think.
I think it's self hate as well. Self hate,
Hmm.
hate for each other. It's just so much. It just
Hmm.
entirely too much.
Interesting perspective. Hmm.
Yeah. But we'll
Yeah.
discuss it. I appreciate you
Yes, sir.
stopping by. And once again, the Hood Postman, you know the vibe.
Thank you so much.
Okay, good enough.
Bye bye.
Bye. Shout out to the mailroom. Shout out to the mailroom nation. King Mike, what's good? King Mike. Shout out to the mailroom nation. I appreciate everybody coming into the mailroom. Subscribe, like, subscribe, and share. Be sure to click the notification bell so when the dope content drop, it'll feel like it's the first and the 15th. Shout out to all my moderators. Shout out to Marlena Williams. We had a good time. I appreciate you guys coming in and moderating, Queen. Um, Mike Mars, Devon Cutmore, Jay Blue, of course. Antonio. Oh man, Isaiah, what's good? What's good, D? And Eastside, man, you got to come in sometime, bro. I appreciate you guys. So once again, Professor Manuel, the Hood Postman, we are gone. We are out. We are gone.